Alright.
안녕하세요. 경기대학교 소성박물관 나도 큐레이터 제10기 김지입니다. 오늘은 우리는 호주를 얼마나 알고 있을까? 마지막 편으로 특별한 장소에서 특별한 분과 인터뷰를 진행하려고 합니다. 바로 호주 대사관 알렉산드러 시들 부대사님이 함께 해주셨습니다. 안녕하세요, 부대사님. 오늘 시간 내주셔서 감사드립니다. 먼저 자기소개 부탁드립니다.
Well, lovely to be here, Ms. Kim. It's lovely to meet you both. So, my name is Alexandra Siddall. I am the Deputy Ambassador here at the Australian Embassy in Seoul. I've been here about 18 months, and before that I was based in Canberra. I have had a career that has spanned much of the Australian relationship with many countries in the Indo-Pacific, including the US, China, Japan, and now Korea.
사실 저희가 경기대학교 소성박물관의 서포터즈를 대표하기도 하지만 한국 대학생을 대표한다는 마음으로 인터뷰를 진행하고 있어서 약간 긴장이 됩니다. 부대사님은 한국 대학생과 인터뷰를 진행해본 경험이 있으신가요?
No, I haven't. You're my first. So I too may be a little nervous, but no, I'm very pleased to meet you.
네, 첫 번째 질문입니다. 학생들이 대사관이나 대사에 대해 어느 정도 알고 있지만 평소 쉽게 접할 수 없어 궁금한 점이 많을 것 같습니다. 대사관은 무엇을 하는 기관이고 부대사님은 어떤 업무를 수행하시나요?
So my job is really varied, and I think you could probably imagine it best if I said to you it's like the chief of staff to the president. So if you imagine the ambassador is the president, then I'm like the chief of staff. So I cover a whole range of issues within the embassy. We are doing a lot in the political space, so we are meeting daily with members from the National Assembly, from the presidential administration. We are trying to find ways that Australia and Korea can cooperate together. In terms of the economic sphere, we are cooperating on things like hydrogen, trying to find new ways to transition our economies to the low carbon economy. And so Australia is a very big trading partner for Korea. And then finally, people-to-people links. So having conversations with students, the arts and cultural community, museums and curators. That way we are talking about what Australia can bring to Korea and what Korea can bring to Australia.
네, 부대사님은 주러와 주일 호주 대사관에서 근무하셨고 2021년에 주한 호주 대사관 부대사에 부임하셨다고 알고 있습니다. 한국에서 근무하시면서 가장 기억에 남는 에피소드가 있으신가요?
Absolutely. Last year was our 60th anniversary of diplomatic relations, and for that, to celebrate that, the foreign and defence ministers from Australia both came to Korea, and I was lucky enough to accompany them to visit President Moon in the Blue House, and the National Security Advisor, and a lot of senior people in the Korean government, and have really good talks with those senior people, and that for me was really a career highlight. Don't often get to sit in the Blue House and talk to the president, so that was pretty cool. And then the second one was about 3 or 4 weeks ago, just before the inauguration. The ambassador and I met President-elect Yoon, and we sat down and had a cup of coffee together and talked about how we can improve Australia-Korea relations.
네, 그렇다면 부대사님 최근 행보들 중에 평소 중요하다고 생각하시거나 관심 갖고 계신 이슈는 무엇인지 궁금합니다.
So my career has not focused on economics and trade very much, but I have been very interested recently in the transition to a low emissions future, because I think with climate change being such a big problem in our world, I'm really interested in how we can help fix or how we can help address climate change. And one thing I think that Australia can do is to help bring hydrogen and clean energy to Korea. And the other thing is, electric vehicles are probably one thing that we can do to help the climate. And Australia has a lot of critical minerals that makes the batteries that goes into electric vehicles. So I'm hoping that through the work that we do in the embassy, we can help make win-win for Korea companies to make more electric vehicles so Australia can buy more electric vehicles.
저희가 이번 인터뷰를 열심히 홍보해서 부대사님이 말씀하신 기후변화에 대한 이슈들을 많이 알릴 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
Good, excellent. 좋아요.
저희는 경기대학교 소성박물관 블로그와 SNS를 통해 한국과 호주 교류에 대한 연재글 How much do you know about Australia?를 작성하고 있습니다. 혹시 이에 대해 알고 계셨나요?
That's fantastic, and I love these pins. They're great, and I'm really pleased that you're doing this blog, and I really encourage people to listen to the blog and to your activities. I didn't know about it before, but I have done some studying. So yes, thank you for making me aware of this.
작년 2021년은 한국 호주 수교 60주년이었는데요. 한국 전쟁 때 호주군을 파견한 것부터 오스트레일리안 오픈까지 굉장히 의미 있는 인적, 물적 교류가 있었다는 것을 알 수 있었습니다. 부대사님은 양국이 계속 우호적 관계를 유지할 수 있었던 그 원동력이 무엇이라고 생각하시나요?
That's an excellent question. I think that it probably started with economic relationship. So, for example, 60 years ago this year, POSCO signed its first contract for coal, to buy coal from Australia. And I think that was really the beginning of the relationship between Australia and Korea. And it focused on energy and resources and helping Korea develop into the powerhouse it is today. But for me, what keeps the relationship going is the stories, people's stories. And so that's why I'm so pleased that we have this 60 Stories book, because it talks and it tells the stories of different people that have contributed to the relationship across the decades. And so for me, it's all the different people that make up this beautiful relationship that have kept it going.
경기대학교 소성박물관에서는 한국과 호주 수교 60주년을 기념하기 위해 2021년 국제 심포지엄을 개최하였고 2022년 해외 특별전을 개최하여 현재 전시 중에 있습니다. 이러한 프로젝트 모두 주한 호주 대사관과의 협력을 통해 이루어졌다고 알고 있는데 맞나요?
Yes, I'm really pleased to say that it is. So it's not just the ambassador, this current ambassador, who is interested in this project, but ambassadors 2 and 3 previously have also been interested in the Mackenzie history. And it's because of that continued interest that we wanted to share this wonderful story, as I said, about people and people's stories. And you can see in the book that thank you very much for the book you gave me. And you can really see that this really is a story about people. And so the embassy worked very closely with the Kyunghee University Museum, and it helped bring this exhibition to life. The AKF, the Australia Career Foundation, supported this project over a number of years to make sure that the first successful exhibition took place in 2016-2017. And then we have obviously had a second exhibition in Busan, which the Ambassador Raper attended, and she was very, very pleased by that. I think it also went to Jinju and Suwon, followed up by the symposium in 21. I know the pandemic meant that we couldn't cooperate as quickly as we wanted, but yes, the embassy really heartily supports and endorses this great project.
현재 전시 중인 호주 메시 가족의 한국 소품 이야기에 대해 어떻게 생각하시는지, 또 혹시 이전부터 맥켄지 부부에 대해 알고 계셨는지 궁금합니다.
I didn't know about them before. Some of my fabulous staff at the embassy had shown me some of the photos, and as soon as I saw the photos I fell in love with them because they're very human, they're very real, and I think they give a lovely spirit. You can understand the spirit of friendship and generosity that was being shared by people all those years ago.
주한 호주 부대사로서 가장 알리고 싶은 한국 호주의 교류사는 무엇인가요?
Well, it keeps going back to people because that's what I want to promote. I don't want to look back necessarily. I think we need to look forward, and I think the way we can do that is through exchange. So I really want to promote student exchange, exchange of researchers, curators, artists. I think the more that Australians can come to Korea and understand Korea, and the more that Koreans can come to Australia and understand Australians, the better that we will be, and that the more we can achieve together.
한국과 호주 수교 60주년을 기념하며 호주를 알리고자 시작되었던 연재글의 마무리를 이곳 호주 대사관에서 부대사님과 함께 할 수 있어서 매우 의미 있는 시간이었습니다. 저도 살면서 대사관에 직접 방문할 줄은 상상도 못했는데 오늘 잊지 못할 경험으로 기억될 것 같습니다. 마지막으로 부대사님의 인터뷰 참여 소감을 들어보고 마무리하도록 하겠습니다.
I want to thank you for your effort in making other people know more about Australia and helping other people know more about Australia. Thank you. And I thank the University Museum as well for helping people know more about Australia. So I think this is an extraordinarily valuable initiative, and I'm really, really pleased that we have such a wonderful project and that you have all been such great partners. I hope that you come to love Australia as much as I do, and I just say in your careers as journalists, I hope that you take every opportunity and don't be scared of mistakes. I think you should aim for greatness. I think you're going to do good things. I think I come from Brisbane, so I have to recommend Brisbane. I think it's important to get out of the big cities of Sydney and Melbourne, although they're both fantastic. If you could get a chance out of Australia, that is fascinating and is a great opportunity to see Indigenous culture. But of course, if you like surfing or swimming, the beaches are some of the best in the world, if not the best in the world. So there's lots of wonderful things about our education system, but you asked about other activities. So one of the things we do have is that students can actually work in Australia while they're studying. So what that means is that you can work a number of hours each week in a local business. It provides you some money, but also it gives you a really good way of entering into Australian culture and society and meeting Australians. So I think that is quite unusual and a really big plus. I think that you can obviously do a lot of sports and outdoor activities while you're in Australia. The weather's really good most of the year, so if you're at all interested in being active and doing golf or swimming or things like that, then I think you can be very fit and healthy when you're in Australia.